Hi everyone, my name is Wayne Heath and welcome to Conversations with ClubRight, a podcast about sharing my experiences as an ex-gym owner and current business owner. We're at a really exciting time where the UK fitness and wellness market is worth over £20 million. So now really is a great time to start thinking about what you can do to make things better, or even starting your own fitness business if you don't already have one. We talk about topics from retention and driving membership sales all the way through to improving processes in your club and even interviewing the occasional guest. So get yourself comfortable and let's get on with the podcast. Welcome back to Conversations with ClubRight, and here today we have Rob Handy. So, Rob, seller of equipment for core health and fitness, founder of the Independent Gym Owners and UK and Ireland Network, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, really chuffed to have you on board today.
Thank you for inviting me in.
Yeah, it's great. So, having a chat. We've got the coffees out, we've got the waters on. Let's go, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Fantastic. So, Independent Gym Owners Group.
Yes.
For the listeners out there who aren't aware of this network, tell me a bit about what this is all about.
Of it, I wonder why.
Sorry, what?
If they're not aware of it, I do wonder why.
Well, there's over coming up to 1,000 people on it now.
Essentially it's a private Facebook group for independent gym, studio, fitness business owners. It's been going for 2 years now.
Has it really?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that long.
It's sometimes I think it's been quick, sometimes I feel
it.
We've just come up to 1,000 owners in the group.
Whoa.
So it's really...
Should be quite proud of that.
Flying.
To get to four numbers on Facebook is quite an achievement.
I think we were 11 away from 1,000.
Really? So this weekend then?
I've been pushing, but hopefully.
Cool. Yeah. And kind of what gave you the idea to set it up in the first instance back 2 years ago?
Yeah.
What made you think of that?
I'd like to say it was this whole sort of gap in the market and how beneficial it would be, but it was
was the truth, yeah?
It evolved to be the truth. The long and short of it was, like any rep in the industry, I was looking at ways to sell equipment quicker. Like any brand in the industry, we've got a warehouse full of ex-demo equipment at the time, and how do we get rid of this? So I was looking at forming a group to sell equipment from, which is essentially where this came from. It pretty rapidly evolved, though, into... away from the sales group and into a support structure.
Interesting.
So initially it was all about the money.
Right. Yeah.
But longer term, as it evolved,
so it kind of moved from being more of a place where people wanted to share and collaborate. Would you say?
Yeah, 100%.
And kind of, I suppose that's where it comes into the benefit of gym owners, because being an ex-gym owner myself, and also working for myself still in many respects. That can be quite a lonely place for a business person.
Yeah, definitely. My day job is going in and out of gyms, local authorities, private clubs, hotel gyms.
Right.
But the independents always seem to be on their own and always seem to be isolated and didn't have the support.
And
I was up against the chain gyms. So the group wasn't there to take down the chain gyms. It was there now to help support those.
Yeah.
There's no resources. There are resources in the industry, but the independents don't tend to get involved or don't feel the benefit of those resources. So hopefully this group has become that resource.
Yeah, and you can see that people generally want to share.
Yeah.
They want to talk, and it's an old adage, we say it's good to talk, and it really is good to talk, because you can be in a good place or a bad place.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed a lot, which I think is admirable, is that people are really happy to share ideas with other gym owners.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas would you actually go to the gym owner in the same town as you and have that kind of convo? Most probably not.
I think back in the day there was always a competition element, and you don't want to tell your competition, you don't want to ask your competition for help. But given the rise of the budget gyms and the chain gyms, independents are on their own. And in the group itself, we've seen gyms in Stoke. Stoke's quite a hotbed for gyms. And through the group, they're all discussing and helping each other out, and they're literally miles apart.
Really,
which is awesome. So seeing the independents stick up for each other, and stand up for each other, and help each other out,
and that's a good thing.
Awesome. Yeah, 100%.
Because at the end of the day, it's a bit like coffee shops analogy. There's plenty of coffee shops out there. Everyone still has a cappuccino, and there's still market for lots of gyms in the same places. It's just the way it works. So it is nice to see how that's been. What other benefits do you think people have got from the group?
The main one is the support and structure.
Yeah.
It's although it was a sales group to start, I've pretty early on I put a rule in place that there's no sales post, so it's not a commercial group.
Yep.
So it's all about support, but they're recommending suppliers and solutions to each other. So they're supporting for ideas, issues in the club, but also where to go and get equipment and solutions and services. So.
And share those good experiences, or the bad experiences, whatever the case may be.
And that's the thing. A lot, when independents are having an issue, they've got somebody just to chat to about it.
Absolutely.
And it might be that it's not actually an issue for them.
Exactly.
They think it is. They perceive it to be.
Entirely. And it's very easy to sort of, when you're on your own, to feel like you're on your own and just reach out to a few people. Actually, I had that little problem and all I did was this. Go, brilliant. So I've now solved the problem with the showers, for whatever that might be. Or the treadmill that wasn't going round as fast as we expected to do, but actually now we know why that is the case, because I need to adjust this. And it's little tidbits of information that just make running your business easier, doesn't it? So that's the first event and conference last year.
Yeah, that's right. So through the group, I set a little target in my head of 500 members for the group, and I said when we get there, we'll do a conference, a networking day, and we'll get everyone together. And that came around pretty rapid. I wasn't expecting it.
No.
Well, I think I wanted it to happen, but almost hoped it wouldn't.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Scary moment, right?
But I was sat on the beach in Mexico with the wife.
See,
and
you do get out and about apart from going to gyms. On a beach in Mexico.
We took a break, and Hayley moans because I'm always on my phone, I'm always looking at the group, I'm always working.
My wife does the same, actually.
It was in Mexico when we hit the 500 members, and I thought,
wow,
now we need to get started with this event, this conference. So we organised in December last year.
Cool.
At the Village Hotel in Solihull.
Yep, and it's a lovely place, I have to say.
Yeah, great venue.
Great food as well. Just point out the food was excellent.
Yeah, great lunch, which is why we're going back.
Absolutely.
But yeah, essentially December, we had 50 gym owners turn up. We had 5 speakers, 7 sponsors. It's just a great day of networking and support. So,
and to get 50 individual business owners, and I'm bigging them up here, mate, because it was an achievement. 50 people who run their own businesses out of their businesses on one day was fair play, mate. Put it there. It was quite an achievement.
But it's only with the support of the sponsors. I mean, for me organising it, I didn't deliver any content personally.
And we were proud to be part
speakers,
of it.
And we had 7 good sponsors, ClubRight, of which the one. So without you guys there, I don't think they'd have turned up. So.
Which is fantastic, and we love being part of it because we see the value going back in. But I think that does show the power of the group.
Yes. 100%.
Because getting people out of their comfort zone, out of their place to any event nowadays, you could look at Body Power, LIW, Elevate, all these big shows. They have to work really hard. We're going to be at these shows as we go again this year, as we have done the years before. To get people there to expos is a challenge.
Yes.
So to achieve that as a conference, I think that's quite an achievement, mate. So it's Thank good. You. And there's another one coming up, isn't there?
Yeah. So we, I said if the first one went well, I'll do it again. The first one went far better than I expected.
Yep.
So we've now rebooked. We're going again on the 14th of May, back in Solihull. Tickets are going to be announced at the beginning of March.
Sounds good.
So yeah, we're going to go again, and we're aiming for over 100 gym owners in a room together. So that's the plan. It's probably going to be.
So I'm going to have to do an overnight stay this time, aren't I?
We're going to have to invest, get a receipt, claim it back. Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
But so that's part of it. The overnight and the social with the gym owners.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good as a supplier. I want to sell them kit, but that's not what the day's about. The day's about networking. And
of course.
But a lot of the value is away from the sessions, away from.
I think so.
The actual educational bits, but it's in the bar afterwards, just having a chat and a drink.
And I found that a lot on this year, where there's questions are asked about memberships, and I go, well, yes, of course I want to sell ClubRight. Ultimately, that's my main goal, always will be. However, having said that, I do enjoy helping people. Yeah. And there's questions that came up to me. They're using other systems. I said, well, I don't know why you would do that. Why don't you look at this? They go, oh. Bit of a light bulb. I'll give that a go.
Yeah, so give that a go. The advice, not
the exactly. Yeah. We'll give that a go and see how that works. And then maybe in the fullness of time, they'll remember Wayne Heath and that conversation at ClubRight, and then sort of think, actually, we're not happy with our current supply. Maybe we'll have a chat. And it's kind of that relationship which I like. It's not hard sell. It's not how any of us work.
Yeah.
But I think by collaboration and working effectively, you can share and make people feel that they're happy to have those combos, which I think is great.
Definitely.
So how long have you been in the fitness industry?
as long as I can remember. I think
Yeah?
I started.
That sounds like a long time.
Yeah, I know. I look back and it's actually over 20 years experience, which
Wow.
I don't feel like I should be old enough to have 20
You
years
don't
experience.
look like
So I am pushing 40.
Ooh.
I started out as a lifeguard for David Lloyd.
Did you?
My way in.
Okay.
I always wanted to be in and around the industry, but that was my way in. Very boring, but got me through the door.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So then from there, for lifeguard, and I've done all the operational stuff. I've done the membership sales. I've worked with the David Lloyds and the private groups. Membership management and membership sales is my background, which is probably where the sales
Interesting.
came from.
Right, okay, didn't realise that bit.
So,
That's,
So I was membership manager, membership sales for David Lloyd, but the club company I worked at the Warwickshire, which is a very nice club, for 4 years as a membership manager there. So,
wow, so you've literally been at the forefront of creating leads, creating opportunities, getting people over the line.
My day was before the social media sort of kicked in.
Right.
There's nothing. We didn't have a Facebook account. We didn't have anything, Instagram or anything like that. It was all.
So would you say then it's harder now or easier now?
It's different now.
Okay, it's a good answer. Okay.
Yeah. So back in my day, we were a very exclusive club. Right. David Lloyd was quite exclusive at the time.
Yeah.
So you had a catchment of members that would come to you.
Of course.
Some that couldn't afford you, but it was finding those out.
Yeah.
But this was in a time when you wouldn't give prices over the phone. You couldn't possibly tell them how much it was to join until they were in front of you.
Yeah.
So whereas now, I think it's quite common knowledge. New gyms are opening up all the time.
Of course.
There's far more choice. It's stimulating the market. The more and more people are coming in to be members.
Exactly.
But you've got to go out and get them. But now, I'd go up and down the high street giving out flyers and love hearts on Valentine's Day with a day pass, things like that. I don't know whether the gyms do that now, because you can pay.
Nothing wrong with a good bit of outreach.
Nothing wrong with outreach. It all goes into the pot. But now you go on Facebook and do an advert. That'll cost you a fraction of the price of a day out doing outreach, and you probably get the same leads. So it's a different beast.
It's interesting, isn't it? But I would also argue that it is just another part of the marketing mix.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where a lot of people fall foul to think that, now we've got social media, I'm just going to do this only. I don't need to do anything else. So that's flawed.
Yeah.
Social media is another tool to play with, another tool to use, and it's effective, no two ways about it. But so were leaflets. Yeah. So we're walking up and down the high street. And I mean, I remember with our club, we had, it must have been over 10 years of having our club, 3 different smart cars, all sign written. Yeah. And we literally just used to park the smart car in a car park, in Tesco's, get the leaflets out, sit there and off we go. Yeah. It attracted a lot of attention. So, and things like outreach, whatever it might be, it could be leaflets.
Yeah, it's all awareness, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's all about that awareness.
I remember when I started, I'd pay £2,000 for a wrap of a newspaper that would get me 100 memberships on a weekend.
£2,000?
Yeah.
I remember
and that was
that.
like, £2 bargain.
Yeah.
The thought of spending that on any printed ad now, to me, just seems crazy. And you wouldn't get the 100 members off the back of a wrap. Nobody buys it.
No.
I'm sure if you put £2,000 into a Facebook advert, the return,
would be a lot greater.
You would, but that's the way it would go now instead of printing adverts.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because the thing is, I used to do a lot of apps. You just remind me, just at that point.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when I'd seen budget in the marketing plan, I go, yes, I can do a wrap.
Yeah.
Brilliant, easy. 50, 100 minutes.
And you spend the next month designing page 1, 2, 3, 4, and the middle bit.
Yeah, and then you sit, when it goes out and you sit there waiting, rubbing your hands together. Yeah.
I've actually got a few of those kept. I'll have to bring those back and show the guys in the office, because I've got a couple of those in our loft at home in my scrapbook. I've got to bring those out. They're really good.
Is that what the modern day equivalent is of a wrap now?
I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye out for the freebie papers now. I'm going to look at that one. So new clubs opening, spending more on kit now, would you say, or less? What do you think?
I think the market in general of new club openings is huge. I think there's more and more choice in terms of
choice of equipment or choice.
Well, the type of club that you want to open.
Yeah.
The facilities that you put in it and the providers that you use for equipment.
Of course.
So there are still clubs that are spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's more and more suppliers than there's ever been, I think, at this time.
That's interesting.
I think it's easier to bring in cheap Chinese kit as well and rebrand it.
Yeah.
So it depends where you sit and where your budget is as well.
Of course.
If you're a personal trainer with an established PT business that you want to flip into a gym business, that can be an expensive game. If you go to the big suppliers, it can be pricey. So you're almost forced to go to some of the smaller.
So how do you kind of deal with that scenario where you've got the small boutique or one band that wants to not spend much? How's that all work?
It's tricky, isn't it? It's getting the bang for the buck. And there's always a deal to be done,
of course,
but then there's always a price to be paid at the same time.
Yeah.
So you've got to educate the PT and have an awareness of what they can actually get for the money, and where the money's coming from in the first place. And if they've saved for 3 or 4 years, they might have a big pot. Brilliant. But if they haven't, a lot of times it's an overnight decision. I want my own gym.
Yeah.
And then you've got to go out and find the money for them. So you're looking at leasing solutions, or.
And would it be fair to say, when I've seen this several times, I'm sure you have way more than me, but people go down this cheap route because it gets them the bits of equipment they want to start with. But is that serviceable in 3 years' time? What's that kit look like? Is it not focusing on the fact that other cheap equipment is unsafe, but there's a lot of things to consider?
Yeah, I don't think it's unsafe. I think a lot of the cheaper brands just don't last as long, or they're not as well designed or not as well built. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, it ticks the boxes and it gets the facilities open.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily about the equipment; it's about the solutions and the services that the gym owners and the people inside are offering. That's the biggest. That's the draw. Yeah. But I'm seeing more and more now where cheaper suppliers have came into the market and they've done well. Yeah. But then 18 months later, I'm going into those same clubs and swapping all that cheaper kit for Nautilus, Star Trek.
And quite happily being able to do that, I'm sure, because it's a proven position now, isn't it?
Don't get me wrong, initially I'm like, how are these guys selling so much kit? It's rubbish, it's cheap, they shouldn't be buying that stuff, they should be buying from me or something. I don't mind if I lose to some of the bigger suppliers, because I get that. Yeah. But the cheaper ones coming, it frustrates you. But 18 months in, I think, actually, it's got the market moving, it's helped. Don't get me wrong, new PTs might need 100, 150 grand to open a gym, and they won't have it. Or they need to find it from somewhere. Yeah. So the cheaper suppliers have helped in that respect. They've got people in the market, got the foot in the door for a new gym. Yeah. And then we can come along 18 months later and.
Because it's kind of, you talk about the money side of it. I remember when we bought all our equipment, we pretty much leased everything.
Yes.
And the leases I did allowed us, I think, after 3 years to actually own the equipment.
Yeah, that's right.
But it gave me the chance to go out and say, right, this is the kit I need. Yeah. This is the investment I've got to make. Have I got the cash? No. Can I afford the monthly payments of the thousands? Well, hopefully I can do.
Yeah, but I have to.
Yeah, exactly. But the upshot of all it was that we looked after it, we maintained it, did what the manufacturer told us, and in 3 years' time, I still had a whole load of really lovely equipment, which had been well looked after, well serviced and maintained. I wasn't paying any payments after that. I owned it.
Yeah, and you're at a point where you were covering them payments quite
absolutely.
Easily,
so then all of a sudden, I was several £1,000s a month, good few £1,000s a month better off. Yeah. And I owned it, and I actually was then able to invest a little bit of that money in some other stuff again, because I was quite used to it, and that kind of...
Or it could be another member of staff, it could be that extra gym.
Absolutely.
So where you've established yourself 3 years in, and you go, actually, now we're going to throw another member of staff in, or another specialist, another sales member maybe, to drive the business further forward.
And it's all about that, and it's just thinking about investing in the business. It's not always, like you said, good point, it's not always about the equipment. It could be about that added person as part of the team that gives that better customer experience, that keeps the members paying you for longer, which will pay for everything anyway.
Exactly.
So in terms of buying kit, you've kind of, in many respects, we're looking at, how would they go about placing their order with you? Do you do a planning kind of scenario?
It's very consultative generally for the full fit outs and the big gyms. Several pieces of kit are quite straightforward, but if you came to me wanted to open a gym, we'd meet and discuss the type of gym that you're looking to do, right. And we'd, from there to the point of opening, we'd figure out timelines, but then we'd work on design layouts and the kit and what.
So these, when you get like a nice coloured diagram of what it's going to look
3D
like.
drawings are they work wonders.
They do, and a lot of people use those to sell
100%
the vision to their potential members as well, don't they?
Yeah, all about pre-sales.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm working with a couple of guys at the minute that are looking at sort of smaller franchising,
right?
And we're doing a couple of discovery days for those.
Exciting.
But we're displaying the 3D images. We're going to have a bundle of equipment and we're displaying 3D images so they can see this is what your gym could look like if you invest in their franchise.
Wow. So, I must admit, I remember when I did our first pre-sale, we actually had bits of paper on the floor to say where these bits of equipment were going to be. And people were just leaps of faith. Yeah. They literally joined because of what we showed them was going to happen. Sounds like it's way more technical now.
Yeah, well, I did the same pre-sales for David Lloyd Oxford. I opened the club in Cowley. I was in a porter cabin on a building site.
That's it.
And in the porter cabin on the walls were these like foam boards with images of the layouts and 2 machines in the porter cabin.
Yeah, and you're trying to say you need to have a bit of vision here. Yeah, let's just have a look at this.
But I remember when the building was. When we was able to get in the building and hard hat tours and high vis jackets.
Hard hat
tours.
It's like Bob the Builder going around.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, that was good.
So what would you say is the most ordered piece of kit, the most popular bit of kit sell? Yeah.
There's 2 machines, I would say.
Go on.
That are currently flying. the Stairmaster. Everybody loves the Stairmaster, and if you've got the ceiling height, you need one. We sell them week in, week out.
Why? What makes the Stairmaster? I mean,
we
you're into sales mode now, Rob. So I'm curious now. Why the Stairmaster?
It's the machine you love to hate, isn't it? It's the toughest workout in the gym, and they're sort of our strap lines and our slogans. But it's true. It's a great bit of kit for steady state and high intensity cardio, and it just works. It works. People who can't run, running can hurt your knees. If
Good
you
point.
Still
Actually,
Stairmaster. People don't necessarily get on with cross trainers. I don't like them.
No.
So the variety there, but that Stairmaster is that single piece, and it's a show piece as well.
Yeah.
So people see that.
So people typically buy several of those, then, do they?
More and more now. Yeah, it used to be you'd put one in the corner of a gym.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, our partners in America, American sort of colleagues, have put in 15 Stairmasters gyms. Wow. Obviously, square footage is a bit easier to come by over there.
And actually, because from memory of the pictures, it doesn't actually take up quite so much
it's quite
surface
small,
area.
You need the height.
You need the height.
Yeah, you need a good sort of 9-10 feet.
Wow.
Ceiling height. So
that is quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
For some places that may have a first floor building, what was an office, that could be a bit of a challenge.
Can be, yeah. And that's the ones when I would go into a gym, like, they're not going to fit a Stairmaster in here.
Yeah.
So then I have to flip to the other bit of kit, which
would be what?
The glute drive.
The glute drive.
Yeah, glute drive. So the whole hip thrust movement, this sort of exercise has been massive over the last 2 or 3 years, and with Norseless brought out the glute drive, which basically replicates that movement in a safer way and a tidier way as well. So you haven't got bars and plates everywhere. So the glute drive.
Okay, so
Stairmasters and glute drives.
Right. So now I know the two most popular bits of equipment. In terms of trends, are people more weight orientated, or are they more cardio orientated now? What you would say there might have been several years ago?
It's definitely a swing towards strength training.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when I started in the industry, David Lloyd was rows and rows of cardio. Rows of strength machines, electrized machines.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that, because I agree with you.
Yeah, but now strength training, Instagram has been huge for strength training, and everybody wants to be Instagram famous now.
Right.
So they're all doing weights and they're filming the workouts and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's just such a lot of, just a big swing towards strength training.
Yeah.
Not just machines, it's plate loaded and Olympic lifting and that sort of thing.
Of course.
But then on the same side, the cardio hasn't gone away.
No.
It's shrinking. But this HIIT training has really came to the front.
It's kind of the old interval training, isn't it?
The classic interval training.
It's nothing really new.
It's HIIT is a sexy name. It's a brand. It's a way of selling a class.
Yeah.
What most people tend to do is interval training, minute on, minute off, that sort of thing. But HIIT training is a lot more scientific to it. But it's how clubs. How do you put HIIT training on a timetable?
Of course.
And it's going to hurt a lot of members if they do it properly. It's a good workout. It can be painful. And you can only do it a couple of times a week. But people want to do classes 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
So they'll call them HIIT classes. But then the cardio machines are going down that route as well. Short workouts. So we do our Stairmaster brand, which is obviously the Stairmaster and the HIIT bike and the HIIT rower.
Of course.
Which are all about those short, sharp workouts, or in a group environment as well.
And it kind of, especially from our experience of when we had our clubs, is that it's very much about resistance can make huge improvements in people across the board of age group, ability, lack of ability, just literally sort of stability of even standing up on your own 2 feet. You can see a member who, when they joined, was not able to have particularly great core health and strength in terms of how they felt, but actually once they'd done a bit of resistance work and followed the programs, all of a sudden they had changed dramatically.
Yes.
And I think people forget that. It's not all about how heavy is the bar that I'm going to lift.
Exactly.
It's actually how often do I do it, and the repetition it builds up. So,
and that's what I mean. Every personal trainer in the country will probably be saying now. Strength training, 3 times a week, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, simple as that. You don't need to do huge amounts.
No, you don't.
For those 3 times a week, it used to be go and do 45 minutes cardio workout and a few light weights at the end, but now it's more the focus.
It's about the consistency.
Strength training with your cardio to supplement your calories.
I mean, cardio is an element of it, but if you focus on too focused on one particular aspect, you lose the main benefits of overall health and well-being and the strength of it. You know, the core of people is maybe falls prevention and stuff like that. I could go on forever because I'm quite passionate about it, but it doesn't take a lot to make a big difference. And when I was joining members, I just always used to remember, you don't need to do a lot to make a big difference, but doing something rather than nothing makes the difference, and you then becomes infectious, doesn't it?
100%. Yeah.
So wearable technology, we've all got different bits of gadgets. There's your one.
Yeah.
So, what's your feelings on that?
I like the wearables sort of thing, and I've had wearables I started with a basic running watch GPS tracking. It was
Yeah.
a bit awkward to use, but it showed me how far I'd ran and all that. And then I went to Fitbit, which is a daily, and then I've taken on the Apple Watch,
Right.
which everybody is. Wearables are going to be huge. People want data. They want to know what they've done.
Yeah.
So instead of remembering off your treadmill what your stats were,
Of course.
the wearables now are the way forward.
Yeah, and it's this whole sense of achievement, I think.
Yeah.
I must admit, we were on holiday recently last year, and my son and I went to, because he was really keen to go to the gym, so we went to the hotel gym, and I had all this. I can't remember what the name of the equipment now was, and actually, I have just done, but I'm not going to mention it.
We won't mention
but
it.
We're not going to.
Yeah.
But what you actually have are these great big screens.
Yeah.
And my son Finn spent most of his time trying to work out the flipping telly worked.
Yeah.
Just start moving,
Yeah.
start doing
Yeah.
something. Telly.
Yeah.
And he eventually got the treadmill, etc., moving, and got it working. But at the end of his workout, he'd actually didn't feel he'd achieved anything apart from trying to work out how he could get MTV on.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And this kind of sums up
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, because I'm unsure of whole technology in general.
Yeah.
The wearables are great. I think what people want is their own data.
Of course they do, and I think that's exactly
how you
right.
get that. The rest of the technology, I'm still kind of on the fence with.
Me too.
So I'm in hotels every couple of weeks for work. Usually they're brands that aren't brands that I sell.
Yep.
And usually they're embedded screens on the car.
Yep.
When I go in and I do my half an hour
Yeah,
cross
exactly.
trainer.
Yeah.
So last night I was on there, I had my phones on the screen, and every time I touched my phone, it would touch the screen behind it, and it would pause the machine. It would really frustrate
Oh,
me.
really?
Yeah. So I love technology, but I think it's the right technology.
Yeah, exactly.
The wearables that take the data, brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered about a TV on the screens.
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
got
they had
that on
these-
my phone. Everybody's got the phone.
Exactly. And he got this treadmill I was on in his hotel. It started taking me down all these different tracks to walk and run down. I'm going, oh, she's really not bothered.
I don't know.
It didn't do enough for me.
That
Maybe
to
it's
me
just
is all about distraction.
Yeah, I suppose
I
there was
don't
an element
wanna-
of distraction.
There's all this internet connectivity on machines now, and it's like, do I want to look at Facebook while I'm running?
Yeah.
No. But do I want to be distracted because I'm
True.
going to run for half an hour?
Yeah.
Yes. So I think if there's a way of distracting the member that helps them
Good point.
exercise longer.
Yeah, it's a good point.
100%.
Didn't think of it like that.
So put a TV on there, TV on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm quite honest with a lot of my customers. I'll charge you quite a fee to have a TV built into your machine,
Yes,
or you
of course.
could pay a fraction of that cost
And get one on
and
the
put
wall.
it on the wall.
Yeah.
Because your members will have their phone.
Of course.
I watched Netflix last night whilst I was in the gym.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you need it on the machines?
No.
Probably not. Save a few
And
quid.
at the end of my workout, I still came and going, but I was going, not quite sure what I achieved.
Yeah.
I walked down a very nice country road, it would
Yeah.
appear.
Yeah.
But did I actually see what had actually come out of that achievement?
No.
I didn't. And I think that was the frustration. So maybe connected wearables really could have a good place.
Yeah, 100%. They're not going in. They're staying, aren't they? That's
Oh
what
yeah,
it
I
is.
mean, and they're going to
Yeah.
continue to evolve, and that's what it's all about. So in terms of your side of things, does top of the range equipment really get people through the door, or are there other things that we should potentially
Yes and
consider?
no. I mean, again, going back to the whole technology.
Yeah,
There's association with various brands about where they sit in the market. A lot of the public are now realising those brands, so they'll join a club because they've got a particular brand.
Yeah.
There's brands I don't like because of the movement, so I won't use a club because of that. But
right.
I think it depends where you are as well.
Yeah,
If you're in central London and you've got a club, it's so packed with clubs. If you've got a club around the corner that's got
Course.
top end kit and you don't, and you're trying to pitch yourself as a similar
yeah,
level or a similar price point, probably won't work.
no,
But then at the same time, to me, it's all about the programming and what you offer within the club.
yeah,
It's got to be aesthetically pleasing. It's got to be enticing to
course.
get people through the door
and affordable.
and affordable. Yeah, well, affordable in the right place.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
And I suppose in summary to a lot of everything we talked about today, I think you could say, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about knowing your product,
Yeah,
making sure that the equipment and the advice you get reflects the product offering you want to offer your
Yeah.
customers. And I think if you can get those two things right, the money kind of will take care of itself. That's kind of, I'm a bit of a
Yeah.
believer in that. And there's obviously some fantastic services that you provide to visualise what their new
Yeah.
business is going to look like.
Yeah.
And I think, with the Independent Gym Owners Group, there's such a lot of support out there for existing gym owners
yeah,
and new people coming into the market that may have not even been involved in the fitness
Yeah.
industry and find it a very scary place. There's some great helps and support in there as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
So, got to say, Rob, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you to the office today and have a chat.
Thank you very
And
much.
thanks for being part of Conversations
No,
with
it's been
ClubRight today.
Good to be in.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. We want to help as many business owners as we can in this podcast. So remember to share it with your friends and let us know what topics you would like us to talk about next. See you next time.